or half-fast players, he adapts the game in such a way where he gives these people a chance and makes a game out of it. Otherwise, he's not a prima donna. He's not going to say, well, I don't want to get on a court because these people can't hit the ball.
Right.
You have a lot of people that feel that way. But he's one of the few people that adapts himself into the game. I watched him play last night with some girl that comes from some borough, Staten Island. She loves to play. He played with her and another two people till 8:15 last night. And normally no one's going to do such a thing.
That's the year.
Right.
Now, what do you want to ask me?
Yeah. How competitive can you really get if it's a girl?
She can be competitive against another girl. That's about it.
That's it.
Just like in tennis.
Right.
How competitive can a girl get in tennis? Can she play against a man?
No.
It's ridiculous.
Unless it's Bobby Riggs.
Well, one of those stupid games, Billie Jean King, so forth and so on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's show business.
Right.
That don't mean nothing. He was way past her age, 20 years older, and maybe he let her win. He made some money on the deal, but otherwise, fellow against a girl is ridiculous.
To say.
Yeah, it's very unusual in the game of doubles when two players are partners that are used to playing four-wall. In four-wall, you got to move out of the way. Now they're playing one wall where their opponent stands still in front of them. It becomes very annoying.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems you have.
But I had the idea, all four players wanted to play low. They all moved in. They were all trying to kill the ball and overpower everybody else. All four players had the same idea in this game, no?
Absolutely correct. But they don't know how to accomplish their mission. That's the problem. Anyway, it's a beautiful outfit you got.
Thank you very much. I think you look gorgeous also.
Did you watch the girls play?
Yeah.
Good. What do you think of the girls?
They're gorgeous. As players, they need to work on their opposite hand a little bit.
Right.
They aren't really as accomplished, and they don't have the full craft of the men. But they're very good.
We got extra larges. They're behind the other.
That sounds very interesting.
What you just saw was handball history being made. Rosemary Bellini became the first woman in history to win the national singles in one wall, three wall, and four wall. It's never been done before. Most likely will never be done again. We're going to have a few comments now from the competitors. Dori, you have a moment?
Yes.
What was the final score?
I think I got a run.
21-17. I want to congratulate Dori. She's from West Fifth Street, tremendous champion to be. She displayed a magnificent presence on the court under trying circumstances, and she gets a lot of credit. I want you to hear in her own words her feelings at this moment about her participation. She's truly a champion, too.
Could you guys get closer together, please?
No, just take her by yourself.
Okay.
Just talk into the camera.
All right. Could you tell us, how did it feel to play against a player as steady as that? Is it kind of a wearing experience to constantly have the ball coming back at you on a long volley?
I felt that she played tremendously. She has a lot of experience, and she just did phenomenal. And it just shows how it translated into full-wall tournament. And I can't take anything away from her. Phenomenal.
Had she played her game, or had you played your game? I had the feeling that your game was the power game, the low game, and she was coming at you high all the time. How did you deal with that?
Well, I had to stay in the back also. One of the better players tend to play in the back because in full wall you hit a lot of shots from the back wall. I just had to try and keep her deep. She plays a tremendous front wall. She has incredible power, especially with her right hand across court. I try just to keep it in as much as possible.
As a left-handed player, have you found that's an advantage or a disadvantage?
Absolutely. I tend to beat up on their left side, but Rose proved me otherwise.
And you tend to keep over on the right. It's almost as if you don't want to take the ball high with your right hand.
Well, I'm trying. I'm trying with weights and everything to develop a right, so I'm forced to gravitate to the right side of the court to take it with my left hand. I do have to work on that. That's one of my goals.
Now, you're a tall woman and you've got a lot of range. Is that helpful on a handball court?
Absolutely. Long arms and long legs do help you reach. It's a tremendous advantage.
How would you compare this with three-wall and four-wall?
Four-wall, because I'm a novice to it, is very very, very different. You have to have incredible right and left hands, and you have to anticipate the ball tremendously as to what angles they're coming from. Three wall is a little bit more adaptable to one wall, and that you only have one less wall to worry about. And so I think I can do better with three wall than one wall.
I have noticed that an awful lot of these ladies who play handball are in terrific shape. I mean, really terrific shape. Is it very good for the health? I mean, is it the kind of thing that gives you a certain image in life of tremendous health and stamina that is kind of abnormal that sets you apart?
Well, I think many of the top women players do not only play handball. If you look at Rosemary, she does softball. We do a lot of cross training. I myself tend to run. I used to play a lot of basketball. Nancy Khalil does a lot of running. So it does help us. It's not only handball that supplements our athletic ability, but quite a number of other sports.
Now, I noticed that the two of you are very strong in the thighs, and you look as if you could run for miles. Have you got a feeling that if other women look at you, are they jealous, are they envious, or do they feel as if it's strange to be in as good a shape as you are? Or?
Well, at work, they never see my legs because I'm always wearing pants, but they think I am the skinniest looking person. But when they see my legs, they're taken aback by the fact that they're quite muscular compared to the upper body. I think a lot of people misjudge me because my upper body is quite small in comparison to my legs.
Well, I thought you got pretty strong shoulders and pretty strong wrists there. You look as if you're...
Well, I congratulate that. Congratulate on compliment.
Right. Now, are your shots, are they mostly from the wrist?
Well, I'm an ex-paddleball player, and Albert Apuzzi, my coach, is trying to get me to lose that natural hand of paddling to start more with my wrist.
Because the paddleball is actually from the arm, whereas handball is from the wrist, the hooks and all that stuff. So you've had to remake your swing. You've almost had to reinvent your game, right?
No, not reinvent. I'm still swinging like a paddleball player, in which I'm trying to, but it's quite hard. It's a lot with the wrist and the forearm, and it's quite difficult, and at times it can prove to be very frustrating on the court.
Well, thank you very much.
I'd like to just add one more comment.
Please.
I'd like to say that this year we had 5 women with 1 extra entrant coming in. That was 6. 6 women are kind of small compared to the men, and even though it's a start, I'd like to see more women playing with the ball. And I congratulate the USHA for adapting to the new white ace. The white ace has helped tremendously women's ball, and I just hope that next year that the turnout for women will be much greater. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rosemary, isn't she articulate as well as athletic? I want to present to you now.
Is volleying. You're a terrific volleyer. Does that take a tremendous amount of time to go out there and have the kind of control, the kind of consistent control that you have?
Well, I had hoped to have more control, and I did this weekend. It was kind of tough for me to keep the ball on the court, especially on the serve. I play a lot of 4-wall, and it was very difficult for me to adapt, you know, to 1-wall. The confines of the court just threw me off a lot.
Players coming into the field, maybe 1 or 2. Therefore, we got to rely on the old-timers to be the national champion. But I'm talking about the small blue. Don't confuse that with the big blue.
Okay.
That's the kids' game.
All righty.
You have a little time for Durso? You want to...
It's the only sport played on concrete, except for race car driving. It's very difficult. Number 2, you're in like it's like a greenhouse, because the sun hits the wall and the floor, and it radiates tremendous heat, you know, tremendous heat. No other sport is played in this kind of heat. So between the heat and the concrete, it's tremendous on your stamina. Your knees go, your ankles go, everything goes.
Sounds terrible.
It's impossible to really keep playing. I don't know anybody who's played who is not injured in their ankles, their knees, their back, their elbow. They're all screwed up.
And yet at the same time...
So that's the tremendous burden that you have, right? Then you have the difficulty inherent in the sport, which is very, very demanding. You know, you got to have tremendous reflexes. You need stamina, you need speed, hand-eye coordination. The nature of the game is that you have to be very aggressive. In tennis, you can be passive. You know, Bjorn Borg made a career of just staying back, returning the ball. You can't do this in handball. You must be aggressive. So it lends itself to a certain like emotional predisposition. You know, like in boxing, the more aggressive guy will be better.